Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, and Spider-Man's Free Comic Book Day 2020 issue. This was pretty good. What I'm a little bit curious is the non-stop Spider-Man that they're advertising on the back. What the hell is this, man? Non-stop action, non-stop thrills, non-stop excitement, non-stop Spider-Man. You know, when you make a title where non-stop is in it 4 times, the only thing you can respond to that with is stop. So I hope that they rethink that. Like, you're gonna call it non-stop Spider-Man, okay, but get rid of the nonsense. Like, that's just booty. Don't do that. Anyway, this didn't stop. All right, let's get talking about this. I gotta find like everybody who made this book. It's all in the back. Okay, Amazing Spider-Man and Black Cat in moonlighting. Ted McKay on writing, Patrick Gleason on art, David Curiel doing the colors, VC's Clayton Cowles doing the letters, and of course, Spider-Man was created by Stan Lee with Steve Ditko. So look, this was basically just Black Cat and Spider-Man beating up and basically making fun of the Vulture. I actually really like the Vulture, but here's the thing about that. Well, first off, let me just say that's really all that this was about. And it was written by Jed McKay. Jed McKay is the writer for Black Cat, not any of the Spider-Man comics right now. So aha, that makes perfect sense what this is. Now, I fell off the Black Cat book, not at all because I was bored with it, but rather if you guys remember, I stopped after what, issue 6, issue 8, whatever, because I'm just like, dude, I need to stop reading so many comic books. It was just way too many comic books. It was starting to interfere with the rest of my life. I couldn't even get reviews up. I was too busy reading the comic books. I'll review these things next week. I want to read them now. No. I needed to stop. I needed to stop. It was a bad addiction anyway. So this was... this mostly had a lot to do with what Black Cat has been doing lately. Now, it would have been nice if Jed would have done a little bit of shameless self-promotion and put in like, oh, make sure you check out the trade paperbacks or these issues for Black Cat so that you can see all these crazy things that have been happening. Because not everybody has been reading Black Cat. Not everybody knows that Jed McKay is writing Black Cat. So, there's that. I'm saying. Anyway, this was a fun issue. I really liked all of this stuff. And of course, it's also from Spider-Man's perspective. Spider-Man wasn't there. So when he says things like, so I heard that Silver Sable invaded Doctor Strange's Sanctum Sanctorum. She's like, you think you know people. Like, I laughed my ass off at that because I know that she was mistaken for Silver Sable. I think it was by the 2 snakes. Those snakes, man, are freaking epic. And Jed did that. Think about that. Jed did that. So I really like this first part. It was a lot of fun, making fun of Vulture. Now, even though I like the Vulture, I've said many times about certain characters, Juggernaut, Sabretooth, Taskmaster, and that's just in Marvel. You make fun of powerful characters and you beat up and punk out powerful characters. It's like you make your weak hero look good, but then when he goes up against a powerful character, what are you going to do with that? You have Night Nurse most recently or Misty Knight or whoever, like street level or in Night Nurse's case, no tier characters beating up a freaking powerhouse like Juggernaut or like Rhino. Well, then later on when Spider-Man's trying to save Silver Sable's life, and it's like, I don't think I can save her life because Rhino's holding her down. So you just made Spider-Man look like a punk so that somebody else could make their trash tier character look like an A-list superhero. That's not the way that you do comic books, bro. It's just not. So why am I okay with Vulture in this? Because Vulture was always kind of made to be that goofy character. You know what I'm saying? He's not like, he's a guy he's an old man who flies. And apparently he can take a couple of good punches to the head. Like his freaking fishbowl thing. No, not Mysterio. That new fishbowl thing he's been doing lately, that thing just shatters first shot. And he's talking trash like, oh yeah, man, nothing happens up here without me nosing. Ah! He's always been made to be like that. Vulture is a character you can do that with. After Brian Michael Bendis, what he did with Shocker in the Ultimate Universe, you could technically do that with Shocker too. It's not going to hurt anybody. That was actually fun. So I enjoyed this. I enjoyed making fun of him and everything. So now we move on to the one that most of you guys have been looking forward to, is the Venom one. So let me get into that. That's Donny Cates and Ryan Stegman on storytelling. J.P. Meyer doing the inks. Frank Martin doing the colors. VC's Clayton Cowles on letters. Stegman, Meyer, and Martin do the cover. So that's cool. They did the cover for that. And boom, all that good stuff is the same. So check this out. This is technically the first official appearance of Virus. This is a rehash of what we'd already see. I'm just going to, let me just switch to a page. I just start showing some of this stuff. This is a rehash of what happened in the regular Venom books. I think it was issue number 24 or 25, where, I think it was 25, where Brock finally came clean and said, okay, so, oops, Null is coming and we're all going to die. This is a more realistic reaction that happened in here. Because originally I complained about it. I'm like, bro, you got freaking Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers over here being all flirty, and She-Hulk is the one who's just like, Carol's like, wow, the beard is cute. Yeah, Carol likes beards. I got a beard for you. Anyway, like, it was dumb. It was dumb. And even a freaking, demonstrable, monstrously demonstrable genius like Cates is capable of making a dumb move. And that was a dumb. I think that was the thing. I think I called it at the time. That was a dumb move. Like, that was just, wow, why would you do such a thing? This is a very serious topic, and then you go and you do this. So this is kind of like a retcon of that. So I'm going to take this one over that one. It's still not perfect, but I still dig it. Tony acting like Tony. Captain America being, hey, we got this, don't worry, we got this. And then, it's like, no, I'm actually freaking terrified, but I'm not going to show the troops that. We get to see that. We're the viewer, you know what I'm saying? We are that fourth wall. We get to see that stuff. So everybody's just kind of freaked out and whatnot. I like that better. And all of a sudden, the Venom symbiote is like, oh no, the other, I must help you. Can we have a name for him? Like, I know it's Venom, but like it's Venom with both of them together. Can we call him Bob? How about Bob? Is Bob okay? No, actually, then I'm thinking Deadpool's going to show up with Hydra. Anyway, so Virus shows up, and this is his first official appearance. Now, here's the thing with speculators. Y'all going to get pissy and moany. And you are going to get so pissy and moany because this was supposed to come out with Free Comic Book Day before Venom issue number 26 came out, which is now technically kind of sort of his first released appearance. Well, here's the funny thing about that. Much like Incredible Hulk number 180 and 181, first cameo appearance doesn't count. Yeah, but he was in the book. He talked. Like, he showed up, he said his name, the title of the letter went out of their way to make sure that, it showed up and stuff like that. You could get blustery and start yelling and screaming and hyping and hipping and hopping and all that good stuff and just, and the only reason why I think you would say that, for the most part, I'm going to say 90% of the people out there who would say that is because you own issue number 181 and you don't own issue 180. Because if you own issue 180, but you don't own issue 181, you're all about that cameo appearance. Maybe you own Daredevil number 115, I think it is, or Thor number, whatever the hell that one is, where it's like, hey, look, it's the first advertised appearance of Wolverine. There's people who are going to say all sorts of things, and you got to remember something about the speculators. They're going to hype up the one that they have or the one that they think they can get the most money of. I promise you. Their integrity means nothing, and their tune changes in a heartbeat once they sell that one and they get their hands on the other one and they want to sell that one. That's when all of a sudden, no, I would never say that. No, this is clearly the first appearance. Look, man, look, we can have our cake and we can eat it too. And you know what actually matters? Not what the seller is saying, but rather what the buyer is saying. Mind you, I'm talking this trash and I don't sell comic books. You know what I'm saying? I've never sold a single one of my comic books. Ever, and I never will. Well, hopefully I never will. Hopefully I'll never have to. You know what I'm saying? I have given several away for charity, but never a single one that had a signature on it. I've done that with CDs, though. That was a mistake. Kind of. Anyway, so this comic book, man, is this the first appearance of Virus? Technically, this is the first appearance of Virus. And you think about the history of Free Comic Book Day with the Spider-Man characters. Free Comic Book Day is a day where first appearances happen regularly. Free Comic Book Day is that once a year where there's a free comic book coming out, and here's the first appearance of a character. One of the most famous ones would be Mr. Negative, where it's like he shows up there, and then whatever else you're going to get, hey, there you go. Go do whatever you're going to do. Be merry and get drunk or whatever. He's introduced as this being his first appearance. So anybody who's, like, oh no, it's going to be, Venom issue number 26, which this says, hey, see the further adventures in issue number 26. So let me explain to you why this is going to be considered the first appearance in the long run. Because eventually people will forget. There's still the street date on these things, and people are going to forget. The only people who are going to remember where the first appearance was, the only people who are going to remember that are the people who are trying to sell their copy of Venom 26 for a steeped price. Hate to tell you this, but, well, first off, the first appearance of Venom is whatever you think the first appearance of Venom is. Whatever one you put your stock and your value in. So if you want to pay for something, you know, for issue number 26 and say, no, I think this is the first appearance, okay, so be it, because it came out, what, a week earlier, 2 weeks, whatever it was, you know what I'm saying, it actually reached our hands. You still got to look at the cover date. You still got to look at it chronologically, because on the internet, when people go and they start looking this stuff up, when you look at like the Marvel chronology, when you start looking at, what are they going to call it? The Marvel database, when you start looking at all the wiki pages, when they start referring to this in the comic books at other days as, oh, virus first appeared in Free Comic Book Day 2020 issue of Spider-Man. So, hey, they are going to always refer to this as the first appearance. So just think about that. So what I'm saying is, if you got this and you got this for free or whatever, but you didn't get Venom issue number 26 for whatever reason, well, one, why isn't that in your pull list? Derv. Maybe your comic book retailer is crappy and he lost that when he forgot to put it in, whatever. Maybe the place burned down. I don't know. Okay. But for whatever reason, if you got this, you didn't get that, be comfortable, be satisfied that you got the long run hitter. All right. The home run hitter in the end game. All right. Forget this. Forget about the first inning. When you talk baseball references, when you're talking about the ninth inning and all the bases are tied and people are like, which one is the first? All the sources are going to point to this one being the first appearance. So just trying to help out buyers out there. Speculators, you got your own business. I don't hate speculators. I got no problem with speculators. It's fun speculating. But I'm looking out for the buyer here. I'm looking out for the little guy who's trying to save a buck as opposed to the other guy who's potentially a scalper trying to make a buck. I'm saying, if you're an honest speculator, power to you, brah. So don't be offended unless you have a reason to be offended. Anyway, guys, first appearance of virus right here. It's stated. I'll talk to you guys later. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.